Jeremiah Wonders is brought to you by Blue Chew. Are you ever in the bedroom with your wife and you're like, oh, I can't get it up? And she's like, oh, do you even love me anymore? Well, then maybe Blue Chew's for you. Blue Chew is the first chewable dick pill. If you don't like swallowing pills, well, then this is for you. And who likes swallowing pills? Because Blue Chew is chewable, you can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. Oh, that's nice. Blue Chew is reliable. It's got the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, the big boys in town. Well, move over, guys. There are a lot of things you can buy online right now with all sorts of claims about the Casanova they'll turn you into, but Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, and you'll get a free one-on-one virtual consultation to find the right prescription and dosage for you. It's very important. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package, not blasting your news out on Main Street. Your lady will never know, and you won't have to go to the doctor's office and make awkward small talk with the receptionist or wait in line at the pharmacy. All that stuff sucks. Plus, Blue Chew is cheaper than what you would get at a pharmacy anyway. Get the same active ingredients as the name brand stuff at a fraction of the cost. And I'm all about saving. And the online consultation is free. What? And here's the best part. Just for listening to my show, Blue Chew is giving you your first shipment for free. Just pay $5 in shipping. How? Visit bluechew.com, that's BLUE, chew.com, and use code SAX at checkout, SAX. Try Blue Chew for free on me. Just pay $5 for shipping at bluechew.com and use the code SAX. Thanks for sponsoring the show, Blue Chew. Well, we have a very exciting episode right now. You may have noticed there might be some honking in the background. I'm in New York City right now. Things are a little cray-cray out on the streets right now. You're going to enjoy this episode with Ian Fidance. I did it in New York at our buddies Gas Digital's studio. They let me record there. I'm very grateful. Shout out to Better Box, who currently hosts me every week in LA. Ian Fidance is an amazing comedian and just an amazing person, and you should check out his stand-up and look up clips of him outside of this podcast that we did, but we had a lot of fun, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Make sure that you're liking, commenting, leaving the reviews. All that stuff helps. Tell a friend, why don't you? And I've been doing sampler episodes at the end of the week. If for whatever reason you can't watch the full episode, but I encourage you to watch the full episode because it's always a lot of fun. Without further ado, please welcome my pal, Ian Fidance, to the show.
Yes.
Are we getting Ian's face right now? The pure delight that's in Ian's face.
Whoa. I feel like auto-tune Joey Lawrence. Whoa. Oh no, there it is. I'm at the show. Oh, hey, yeah. That's right. Having fun. All night. Oh yeah. I'm a computer.
You're a computer? Wait, why would you have a virus?
Because I didn't wear my mask on the train.
Wait, so you're a traveling computer that got a virus because it didn't wear a mask on a plane?
Yes. It's really
Okay, I just want to also, this is awkward to bring up, but are you made in China?
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
Made in China.
awkward. I just didn't want to say it, but like it happened. I said it out loud. I mean, I just think that people at home might be curious.
Yes.
Not to be that person.
Call out, wet market in the room.
Oh my God.
Oh man,
So fun.
he is loving this right now.
Da 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 da. I'm loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba. I'm fucking gay.
I would love if that was an alternate commercial for McDonald's.
I'm making it.
Whoa.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
It's good times, right?
Yes.
And we can do that whenever we want, whenever we feel like it. That's at our disposal.
Perfect.
Yeah, dude.
I love it.
What you sipping on over there, Ian?
Oh, you know, just some.
Schweppes. Black cherry motherfucker. Schweppes. I went to the deli motherfucker. Schweppes. I had to push my way through some school teens. Schweppes. I was scared, so I gave him a 5 and left Schweppes. Schweppes. Sliding down that boy's throat. He had to push some kids out of the way to get that Schweppes flowing through. Schweppes flowing through. This is what it sounds when it goes down the wrong pipe. This is the harm button.
Ooh. Interesting.
Muy interessante. This is what it sounds like when you do computer duster. Whoa, 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 wow.
I have a friend that was really into air dusters. He would do so much that he like got addicted to it where he would pass out in front of us.
It's called fishing out.
What is it called?
Fishing out.
Fishing out.
Fishing out, that's what it's called?
Yeah.
When you literally he got kicked out. He was banned from Target.
Oh my God.
Dude, it got to that point.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Wow. That fucking rules.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Oh man, they knew my name at PC Richards.
Yeah.
I like this mic better.
Yeah, you're like, oh, we have to listen to the sound of our normal voices? Boring.
hate it.
Yeah, computer duster was like, they called it hippie crack.
Hippie crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's what you do in Delaware when the bars close. And you can't find weed.
Get some of that.
You just
That
get some
low
of that.
stuff.
Some of that duster. You getting dusty tonight, dude?
You getting dusty? Get the vacuum. We're getting dusty.
Dude, bring out the Swiffer because you're about to get dusty.
That's the Swiffer commercial.
Yeah, it's just people like passing out next to keyboard, like spraying stuff.
Are you fishing out? Get the fishing rod because
Get the
you're
fishing
gonna be
rod.
fishing out.
I want to share a story with this audience of one of my favorite New York memories, and we were just messaging about it.
Yes.
It involves Ian and I playing pool at a New York bar
Yes.
one night. And I want to hear your interpretation of it because we just got done doing shows at, where was it? Was it the Stand? The old Stand, right?
Yeah, right
Yeah.
next door.
Yeah,
Have you
right
been
next
there
door.
recently?
The new Stand?
No, the
Oh,
old stand.
No. What's
It's
going on there?
gone.
What?
A half a city block is taken away.
They just literally wiped it out?
gone. Totally.
What happened?
It's
to
like a
them?
missing tooth.
Are they going to put up like hotels or something?
I think so.
Okay.
But the bar next door, Patty, still exists. And during
That bar is pretty cool.
yeah, during like quarantine, they had TVs outside, so it was pretty cool. You could just sit down and watch TV outside. But the stand is gone. That Dunkin' Donuts and that deli next door are completely gone.
History
Dude,
erased. Dude.
It's so weird because like the stand kind of felt like small in a way.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know. But looking at the lot of where it was,
You're like,
it's
"This was
fucking
huge."
massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is my mic, I feel like it sounds like it's on a tune. Like one of these.
Oh, really?
Like it sounds like that to me,
Oh,
kind
it's
of.
echoey?
Or is that?
It's not super full.
Oh,
I don't know.
well, whatever. Oh, well.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah, I just kind of like to pump the brakes on any momentum possible, I just want to be like,
Pump the brakes. Lower the stakes.
Well, I like that voice.
yeah, I like that one. Maybe you tell the story and I'll back it up with this.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
This.
So we just gotten done doing some shows at the Stand,
Yes.
and we went next door to hang out with a bunch of comics.
Yes.
And
And do you drink?
I don't.
Either do I.
Okay.
And
That's probably why
yes,
we bonded over the
Yes,
pool.
I have a hard time at bars because after a certain point, it's like, why am I here?
Yeah,
because
even if I
everyone's, like,
love
fucking
everybody
hammered.
there.
Exactly.
If they're starting to get sloppy, I'm like, all right.
Exactly.
Like,
I
because they're not going to remember it.
No, and that's why whenever I go to a bar, I'll hang out longer if there's like an activity
Yep.
at the bar, like a pool table or
Pool table,
ping pong
darts
or like
or
darts
ping
or
pong,
something,
yeah.
And that's why I like that bar, because it was always like I could go hang, but then wrangle people to play pool.
Yeah, so it was like slammed at the bar,
Yes.
and that was another reason why I was like, I don't really feel like being like shoulder to shoulder, and I don't even have a drink or
Yes,
anything.
yes.
Like, and also bartenders just literally hate your guts when you're like, hey, can I have a water, please?
Hate it.
And when they're slammed, I'm
Hate
like,
it.
I'm sorry. Like I just,
I always grease them up, and I go,
Here's a 5. I'm gonna be back.
I mean, that's a good call. I mean,
so I give them a 5. So then they're like, okay, at least he's not like,
Yeah,
a
because I've
leech.
had bartenders like straight up like ignore me. Like whenever I'm like, hey, can I get a water? They're like, yeah, when I have time. They're
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, oh, okay,
But
yeah,
you're
that,
like, I
that makes
need
sense. But
water to live.
I'm baby thirsty. Baby need Wawa.
Give me Wawa.
Wawa now,
I want to
please.
suckle the Tina the fountain.
I want to.
I need it for my poor body.
I'm going to pass out like I did on Dusters if I don't get water.
If you don't give me water, I swear to God, I'll fish the fuck out.
this effects box is a blessing and a curse for you.
Yes, I
You're
know.
like,
I know. I can't find them quick enough, so there's like a delay. Like,
right.
like I'm like outside. Have you done those car shows
Yeah.
where
Where they're
there's a
honking
delay
at
on
you
the
and stuff
radio?
like that?
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
You're like, I'm crushing by the weirdest circumstances
You're like,
ever.
am I crushing? Are they angry, or are they warning me about something I can't see?
Right, there's something right behind you. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
horror
yeah.
film.
I
That'd
know.
be a good twist.
I know.
New
That'd be
age
great.
horror film.
Wow, look at that.
Look at us.
New closer.
Let me know how that goes. I'm going to let you have that one. I'm just going to be, gracious.
Wow, he's the new Andy Kaufman. He gets stabbed at the end of his set.
Did he really die?
Yeah, he killed
Wow,
himself.
that guy really committed. It was fun. It was fun. It was good. And I paid $7 for my drive-in ticket, so it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So we're playing pool next door, outside of the stand, and you and I believe, were just playing a game at first.
Yes.
And then two guys out of nowhere come up. I didn't even see them enter the bar.
Yes. Now, also, whoa, it sounds like there's huge echo on this.
Oh, yeah. There's not?
No? Oh. Maybe I should just not care about this mic.
As long as you're getting stuff, because it's echoing in my headphones too. Yeah.
It feels like this.
And this.
And this.
And this. JK.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's coming through this still.
Huh.
Yeah, it should be good now.
Yeah.
No, still there.
Whatever. Is it all right on your end? Oh, okay. Well, fuck us then.
I guess we just ignore it.
You know? Yeah. I guess I just go,
Fuck myself.
what you call? Oh yeah. So at the time, I was a huge pool guy. Do you play pool? A
Yeah,
lot?
I played pool like when I was on the road. Like I was playing it heavily.
Yes,
on the road.
whatever town I was in, I'd find a pool
Yes.
hall and just go play until it closed. Or like this pool hall I would go to was like it would be like meditative. I just go by myself, put music on.
Dude, it's the
play.
best, especially if you don't drink
Yeah.
and you're like wanting something to do. Like
Mhm.
pool is such a great way
Yeah.
to just zen out.
Yeah, and also I only find sober people to play at the bar at night because drunk people shoot like a couple times and they're like, well, I can drink. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
I've literally played. I realized I played pool one night. I went late night into Koreatown in Los Angeles, and I didn't realize that I was playing a homeless guy. He had wandered in off the street, and he's like, "Let's play, man. Let's play. Let's play." I was like, "All right." Like I didn't know that where he's coming from. Like because I was in the moment and I was playing, and then
Right,
all of a sudden
right.
he's like, "Let's play." Dude, mid game, he's like, you're too good. He walks out, and I'm like, oh, that guy was just a homeless guy who just like,
That fucking rules.
yeah, he just like gave up. He's
That
like,
would have been
"Ugh."
great. That would have been awesome if he was a homeless pool shark
That would be great.
and he just like had that look of a homeless guy. You're like, oh, I could beat him. And he just runs on you. That'd be awesome.
I mean, less weird things have happened.
I know. Well, less things weird has happened, which is what happened that night. We were fucking shooting pool.
Shooting some pool. So you and I are playing. We're just having a friendly game, and
Yes.
then there's two guys that come up that are kind of foreign dudes. They kind of look a little foreign,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes, they had very
because they had thick
European-
accents.
Thick accents, and they had on weird clothing.
Yes, they had like
That,
very like just the fit and stuff. You can always tell by the design and everything. You're like, oh, this isn't like American clothing.
It did not belong
So they basically try to take the table from us.
Yes.
And we're like, guys, we're playing right now.
Aggressively.
And it was pretty aggressive.
Yes.
They're like, no, you play us now.
Yeah.
And we're like, what? And it was a packed bar, and we kind of look at each other like, do you want? I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
And they weren't European in the way that it was like, fuck off. It was European in the way of like, I will do what you say.
Yeah.
Like they had some years on them that were older than they were.
Right, for
you
sure.
know, like they looked weathered.
Yes. So as soon as we agree to play pool with them,
Yes.
they both break out their own cues.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. We
Out
didn't
of
see them.
nowhere.
And both of them freaking put on pool gloves.
Yes.
And Ian and I are like, what did we
Yes.
just do?
Yes.
Why did we just agree
Yes.
to this? They were a little scary. That's why we
They
agreed.
look like Ern McCracken
Yeah.
in Kingpin. They
Yeah.
just put on all this shit.
All the
that-
equipment.
Just
like
every
top
piece of
the line
equipment.
stuff.
Yes.
Really nice gloves.
Yes.
Like assembling their cues
Yes.
and everything. And we're just using house cues.
Yeah,
that are
and
just-
they're like bent and
Yeah.
everything, and the fucking tip is just like burned off. We're just like this ragtag team. We're like the Sandlot against, the like really good team.
Yeah, we have holes in our clothing.
Yeah,
All of a
yeah.
sudden, we look down like we have dirt on our face.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
really
yeah.
poor now. We work in a factory.
My name's Hambone for some reason.
So we start playing them, and they're good. They are really good.
Yes.
And Ian and I are looking at each other because we're playing doubles, so we're going back and forth, hopping between turns and stuff like that. And at some point, we're like, we might, there's a very good chance we're going to lose this, but we don't want to because the way that they approached us so hard and all their equipment and all their fancy things, we just needed to take them down. They're very aggressive.
Yeah, really aggressive.
So what do you remember next? And then I'll tell you what happens.
Well, I just remember also feeling that if we didn't go along with them, there was going to be
a fight or
Big Trouble in
something, right?
China, or Little Trouble in Chinatown, or whatever the name of that movie is.
Yeah.
There was going to be Big Trouble at
Big
that.
Trouble in some
Yeah.
some
At
country
place.
that's not ours.
Yeah, we're going
Right?
to be some trouble. And just the way they were aggressive. And we were like, no, we. And they were like, no, we. And we're like, okay. And I just remember like, when you say that when I needed you, Jesus, where were you? And he goes, there were one set of footprints in the sand. There was one set of footprints at the pool table, and that was Jesus carrying us. Because I don't know what happened, but something became me, and something jumped inside of my spirit that stepped up to a level of pool I've never played before in my life.
So we all of a sudden get really competitive
Yes.
with them, where we're going back and forth and starting to go on little runs
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I remember on the 8-ball shot, it came down to my turn I believe on the 8-ball shot. And I literally said inside my head before I lined up, because I hated these guys so much.
Yes.
Ian and I we bonded over how
And
much
we were like looking at each other, like giving that.
we
like,
have to take them down. Like,
What the fuck are they doing?
yeah, what are they doing?
Look at that fucking dumb dude's gloves.
I said, before I took the final stroke on the cue ball towards the 8-ball, I go, this is for your family. And I said, this is for everything.
Yes.
And then I took a breath out. And then I had an even stroke, hit the 8-ball, and it went in. And you and I celebrated
It was
like crazy in front of them.
A form of jubilation I've never felt before.
Where they didn't want to play us anymore.
Yeah.
They were very embarrassed that we beat them.
Yeah, because they had to disassemble their equipment.
Yeah.
In front of us.
To unscrew the pool cues, which is embarrassing.
Sadly hearing squeaking, unscrewing the pool cues, taking off their gloves,
Yeah.
finger by finger. Yeah. It felt so good to beat them. And I usually it's always like, man, whatever. But the fact that they were so hardcore and just expected to win. And then this ragtag group of just Americans kicked their fucking ass.
Weird looking comedians.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Yep.
I
Yep.
guess we'll play.
Yep. It was what was the saying in the 88 Olympics when America won? What they yell in the hockey game?
Oh, I don't know. Was that Miracle? Was it that year?
Yeah.
It was Miracle on Ice, right?
Did they yell, it's a miracle on ice?
I forgot to say that. That's not a good slogan at all. Hey, guys, it's a miracle on ice. You hear that? It's a miracle
On ice.
on ice. Another guy adds on, oh, that's good. Let's keep that.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Let's burn that in everyone's memory forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then did we play them again, or didn't we keep on the table, or were we like, that's it?
No.
We're
We
going
walked
over
away.
the top.
Like they're like.
Oh yeah, that was right. Because we were supposed to play again. We go, you have it.
Yeah, you can have it. That's
Yeah.
what we did. And we walked away and we're
Yep.
like, da da da.
Yes.
Da, da, da.
There were
High-fiving.
explosions going on behind us.
Totally.
We're coming out on top. It was
Yep.
amazing.
That was cool. It's one of my favorite games of pool
Yes.
and just New York memories.
That did feel good to be like, just take it.
Yeah.
We don't need this.
We don't need it, dude,
We don't
because
need
we
it.
play fools like you
Yeah.
all the time.
That was like a classic New York fucking.
It was a
story,
New York
you know?
moment for
Yeah.
me. I was like, this is New York.
I know. A cigarette
Right
afterwards
here.
never tasted.
I started
better.
smoking all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I called a cab. Like I learned how to whistle the
whistle
first time
cab.
ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Shoo, 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 shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Shoot, 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 shoot.
Taxi.
Taxi.
It was amazing. There it is.
That's so weird.
I can't whistle right now. Usually I can whistle. Hold on.
What if your warm up for whistling was that song? Let me whistle while you twerk. Like you have to do the full lyrics and then you go. Okay, I'm ready.
They changed "Whistle While You Work" to "Whistle While You Twerk."
Isn't it?
That's amazing.
Isn't that a
Is
song?
I don't
think that's a rap
know.
song.
I think that's a song we just made
I'm
up.
pretty. No. That's.
There's a song "Whistle While You Twerk."
Can you look that up? I'm like 99.9% sure there's a song "Whistle While You Twerk." I'm just saying. Some podcasts feel like fever dreams, and I think this is one of them, and I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I feel like I walked here underwater to get here. Just like
Oh, affirmative. Who's it
it
by?
is.
Yin Yang Twins.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They had good whistles in their songs.
Oh, they had, yeah.
Remember that song, Wait Do You See My Dick? And they're just whispering in some girl's ear about their dick.
Hey, little girl, let me show you something.
Yeah. Hey, little girl, let me show you something.
I don't know if that's the right. I might have.
I think that is it.
Is it?
Hey, 12-year-old, let me show you my
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
yeah. Oh, that classic yin yang.
2005 was weird.
It was weird,
Yeah.
but dude, it sounded dope in the headphones.
Hey, little child, pretend I'm your teacher. Let me show you something. I'm a preacher. Here's my penis. Very nice, ain't it?
Don't tell your mom I'm gonna take a picture.
Yin Yang Twins. I'm just a coach that you can trust. Now wait here while I try to bust. Yin Yang Twins.
I'm gonna bust. Yeah, I'm gonna bust. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that was it.
Wait do you see my what? Wait do you see my dick? Yeah. Wait do you see my? Do you think that there's going to be like a feminist version of the song that comes out? Wait do you see my clit?
It already did. It's called WAP.
Oh, okay. Wait do you see my wop?
Yeah. That wasn't that funny at the beginning?
Please don't show my pop. It's embarrassing for him. He found out at the gym.
My parents can't know about this.
That's the saddest realization in a rap song if they were whispering. Seriously, my parents can't find out about this.
I really don't want my dad to hear that.
My dad just found out I have an OnlyFans.
I didn't know I could be 35 and grounded.
I still live at home.
I got in trouble.
I'm still paying off student loans. Why do you see my dick?
I am all alone.
Dude, at the beginning of quarantine, it was so cute. Like 13-year-olds were doing like the Megan Stallion, like
Sure.
groovy,
Classy,
sassy,
bougie,
bougie,
ratchet.
bad.
Ratchet.
Yeah, and then it got way worse in quarantine. At the end, it was like 7-year-olds being like, wop, 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 wop.
yeah.
You're like, oh, God, I can't watch
Just
this.
on the floor, just like hitting it.
Yeah. Macaroni and cheese will never be the same again.
Will never be the same again. So Ian, we know each other through just little visits, little
Yes.
spurts of
Dude,
trips.
I will never forget stand up on the spot. Back when you brought that to the stand, and that was so fucking fun
And you
like
killed it.
exhilarating.
That was
Yeah,
one.
thanks.
That was one of my first interactions with you.
Yes.
Which was a great one because you killed it that night. And also, I feel, and I don't know if you feel this or not, but I feel like after I met you, like I started like more following you online and stuff like that. You're a very beloved comedian in the scene.
Thanks,
there's a very good energy around you where people are like, no, nobody has anything bad to say about it. I love Ian.
Oh, I like that.
And you have a good, like, I think you and I connect on an energy level on stage.
Yes.
Like, we both are silly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we
And
like to just go.
Totally. And I feel like that's the same for you. Like totally beloved, wonderful. When things happen, genuine excitement. No, like, they got that. It's like, no,
Yeah.
great. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
for
Like, I
sure.
remember when you got past to the store, I like was so happy for you.
Thanks, man.
You know, yeah, because it's like such a huge deal.
Well,
and
just
to hear
like,
that,
dude, I saw that you were performing at, like the Cellar and stuff. I was
Yeah.
like, perfect.
Thank you,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah.
Because that's a New York
Yeah.
store. Like, but I know how hard it is to get in at the
Yeah,
Cellar.
yeah.
Like, I've never performed there properly. I
Yeah.
did a cheat code once that there were some comics there that night that were very upset that I got.
No.
Yeah. I went with we were in town for a roast battle years ago.
Uh-huh.
And it was me, Jamar Neighbors, and Willie Hunter. We were with Jeff Ross.
Yes.
And so we were doing the wave because we were in town for roast battle. We went on stage with Jeff Ross and David Tell, and none of us were passed. Like,
Yes.
that was literally the first time, and like I could tell like some comics were
Really?
really not happy. This
Oh,
is
wow.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Also, they had just met me upstairs.
Right.
So do you know
Oh,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what are these guys doing? They're
Well, it's
on
like dogs sniffing each other out, like, who is this?
Yeah.
And then to see you just like trot on. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so
like,
funny.
I don't tell really people about that because
Yeah.
like I'm like, no, I've never really performed there. Like
Right.
it was a cheat code that I was just with Jeff and Dave where it was like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's so funny that you just like hopped up on stage with them. But
Yeah.
I like that when I first got past at the Cellar, they were filming Bumping Mics.
Oh, cool.
And I went to watch, and at the end, Jeff was like, all the comics come on stage. And I had just gotten past it. I was like, I don't know if I should do that. And he was like, Ian, get up here. And I was like, what are you doing to me? I'm so embarrassed. I like went and I like hid
He
behind
said your
Mark
name. Dude,
Norman,
he knows
you
your
know?
name.
Yeah,
he likes you. It's like, there's a reason why he called you up.
Yeah. But it's funny how like you think in your head, like, oh, I shouldn't be. And it's like, no, you definitely should be here. Like to hear that I'm beloved is like very nice, you know, because I don't know about you, but sometimes my head can trick me into being like, everyone hates you. Just stay in your living room.
Dude,
you
that's
fucking bitch.
a comedian, though. That's what we all go through that at different points, no matter. Because I carry myself as, I'd like to think of myself as a very positive guy.
Yeah,
but I still,
me
you know,
too.
I still get, you know, down on myself easily and stuff like that, where I get inside my head, like, oh, like, is everything that I'm putting out right now, does it suck? Like, do people hate it? Like, I think we all have that
at the same
psychosis.
time as someone, because I feel like you and I connect because we're both like very positive, and you know, like I think energy is so important. And sometimes I feel like my energy is like depleted and I don't feel positive. I feel negative, and I'm like, but I have to be positive because I'm fucking positive, guys. So I can't like be like, hey, I want to fucking
Kill myself. I want to allow the deep spirit of the devil to come in and overtake me. Death, destruction, bad, evil. Listen to the demons inside your head, Ian. Let us crawl inside the orifice inside your body and ruin all the lives around you with negativity.
But then also at the same time, I'm like, let positivity rule. It's tough.
It's hard for sure. I literally have been at a place where if I'm not feeling really good and my energy's not good, I'll sometimes skip going to a club that night when things were open, because it's harder to respond to people being like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
It's so
especially
much
when you're
harder.
such like a happy, fun dude, and people are like, "Hey, I can tell something's off." And
Well,
you're
yeah.
like, "What?"
Yeah, and also if it actually is something,
Yeah.
that's the last thing you want. Like you're
Right.
trying to escape that
Right.
anyway by going out to
Right.
the club and like doing a set or whatever. But sometimes I'm just like, I'm really tired. I think
Yeah.
it would benefit me to just rest rather than go and people be like, "Are you okay? Your
Yeah.
energy's weird. Like you're not
What's
like
wrong? Yeah.
you're not like kind of happy
You're not
right
like
now."
making everyone around you smile.
Right,
Like,
right,
all
right.
Fuck off. But I found that
give me a moment.
I found that sometimes it helps to like just use that and be honest about it on stage and in like, because I'll talk about like dark things, but I'll try to do it with like a intense smile, you know, instead of being like I'm depressed, like ha ha ha, I'm so depressed, you know.
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and try
It's
to get it
interesting
out
to try to
that
play
way.
with that because sometimes it works really well and you're like, "Oh, okay, I can kind of shift whatever mood I'm in," which that's the sign of like us being like at the professional level is like you being able to shake whatever off,
Yeah.
go on stage,
Yeah.
kill, and then as soon as you get off
know.
stage, be like slobbing again, like, "Oh, I don't feel good."
Dude, I had to do that. One of my oldest friends in comedy died, and I had to go like MC the cellar that night. And I had to go up on stage. I just found out he died earlier in the day. Me and my friends are in the back, like hugging and crying. And then I had to go on stage and be like, "How's everybody doing tonight?" You know? And at some point, I was like, "Look, my friend just died. I don't want to be here. And I see friends hanging out and I want to fucking kill you." And it was like really fun. It like worked, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, it's so weird that we have to do, like, you have to like flick a switch and it's like, am I a sociopath?
Yeah.
You know?
Or is this just, am I good?
Yeah. Or am I just really fucking good at what I do, bitch?
I had very similar story. I had a buddy through comedy pass away that
Yeah.
I was, before I went on stage, it was all like, it was within a day or two of when he passed away and I had just gotten back in town. And I had a set in the original room of the Comedy Store and I was literally crying because his RIP sign was on the marquee when I drove into
Yeah.
the store's lot, and I made it to the back door and then I started crying, and then I had a few minutes before I went on stage and I literally had to like wipe tears off my face and shake it off, and
Yeah.
then I was like, "How's everybody?" And I like do the whole thing,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like I got off stage and I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad that's over." But that was hard. That
Yeah.
was so hard. And
Yeah.
I had like, some of the people who had just been seeing me cry, they're like, "You did great. Nobody would be able to tell that
Right,
you
right.
were just crying."
Yeah.
Like just a second ago. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, but then it's also like, how can I, disassociate like that?
I know.
Like, how can I put those feelings aside? But
know.
it's like, I think it's just training throughout the years of like, no matter what, you do your set, you show up to work, you do your act.
Have you ever had to do food poisoning and then like do a set or anything like that? Have you ever been like,
What?
really sick?
Actually, I always fought through being sick and would just like go up. But this year,
Like a
in,
butterflies
like-
thing?
No. Like I have like not like strep throat or anything, but like sometimes I'll like lose my voice because of smoking or something,
Right.
and I'll just like power through. Or like I'll be sick and I'll just suck it up and go up anyway and just tell everyone like, "Hey, I'm not feeling whatever." But in the middle of February this year, I was like so sick. I was like, "I'm not doing this. I can't go
Yeah.
to work." And it was for the best, because that was when everyone was like getting the flu.
Sure.
But also, I really hurt my back, and I powered through and was like, "All right, I'm gonna go do stand up." And then I was like hobbling on stage, and halfway through, I was like, "I have to get off stage." I was like in a back brace. I was like standing. I was like,
dude.
"I have to leave now." And they were like, "Okay."
Honey, this back brace comedian is
Yeah.
hilarious. I don't know like what his angle is on this
Yeah.
whole thing, but
Does
it
he
is
sell
really
back
funny.
brace merch? Oh my god.
It's really good. He sells gels and ointments after the show. Ben Gay. It's really
Wow,
fun.
that's his stage name, Ben Gay.
Ben Gay. He used to be gay. Don't worry about it. He's not currently gay. He's been gay.
He's been gay,
He been gay, girl.
He been gay.
He been gay. He been gay for a hot minute, girl.
He been gay for a long ass
He
time.
been gay since he's a baby, okay?
That's why his back hurt from getting it blown out.
He get it blown out. He get it blown out on the front side and the back side. He blown out everywhere.
He sell creams, he sell lubes, because he been gay, bitch.
He gives creams. He receives creams. He been gay.
Now he's selling Tiger Bomb. Joe Exotic. Well, he's not that straight. He's not. I lost so many gigs because of my back brace. I will never financially recover from this. Let me tell you something right now. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there. They have no idea what it's like to be a gay guy who owns a tiger. Okay?
That sounds like Donald Trump.
No, this is what Donald Trump sounds like, actually.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm the 45th, the 46th, the 47th, and the 48th president of the United States of America. Okay?
How does it feel to get corona and get rid of it in a day?
I lost the corona very quickly. Very quickly. It made me more agile. It made me stronger, better, hotter, faster. Okay?
Oh, Kanye.
Big guy. He was one of the blacks that were supporting me. Then he went off on his own path, all right? And he tried to run against me, but what happens when the blacks run against me? They fail.
How does it feel to have a stable of blacks
A stable.
that you can go to and just use to get the vote?
You know, it's very, very, very fantastic. It's very good to have a stable of a community that's not on the rioting side of things. It's really nice to have people that are like, you give them the thumbs up. They try to pound you. You say, we'll work it out later. I'm white. I don't do your mumbo jumbo handshakes.
I heard your new slogan was loot the vote.
You know, it's something we're working on right now. I'm not going to write it off. I think it's pretty catchy. We've had a lot of stitched hats that say loot the vote. And I think it's going to catch on. I think Sleepy Joe has no idea that I'm going to overtake and just stay. I'm a squatter. I'm going to stay in the White House regardless of what happens.
That was great.
The delay of having to. I couldn't find the button.
I'd be the worst morning zoo DJ ever.
Oh, dude, that's so funny. Tonight, we've got.
Caller.
Did that guy have a stroke in the middle of having a guest? What happened?
That stunk.
Fucking shit. All that for a fart noise? All that for like hitting every single button for just a... You may have had a friend tell you about The Social Dilemma, or you may have already seen that Netflix documentary, right? How we're on our phones too much. It's doing bad things to our brain and whatnot. But what you may not have heard is that in this documentary, tech insiders are explaining how social media is engineered to explicit users' data for profit. They call it surveillance capitalism. Look, I'm cool to normal capitalism where I'm a willing participant in the transaction, like every time I go to buy food at the grocery store, right? But when my data is being harvested so tech billionaires can get richer, that's where I draw the line, pal. And that's why you should put a layer of protection around your data with ExpressVPN. Every time you use the internet, big tech companies mine your data for tracking your searches, messages, and video history. But when you run ExpressVPN on your device, it hides your IP address, which websites can use to personally identify you, and that makes your activity more difficult to trace and sell to advertisers, which that's good, right? You still need to be careful with what you share on social media, but ExpressVPN can make your web browsing more anonymous. ExpressVPN also encrypts 100% of your internet data to keep you safe from hackers and prying eyes. Many VPNs slow down your internet, but not ExpressVPN. It's incredibly fast and easy to use. Just tap one button, a new button, a button. Just tap Just tap the button, guys. Okay? And then you're protected with ExpressVPN. Man, I am butchering this one, dog. So if you don't like the idea of tech companies exploiting your personal information, then visit expressvpn.com/Saks right now, and you can get 3 extra months of ExpressVPN for free. That's expressvpn.com/Saks to protect your data. Go to expressvpn.com/Saks to learn more. I kept in the errors because I felt it was more organic. Did you guys like it? Let's get back into this episode with Ian Fidance. I love you guys. Thanks for dealing with me. That's beautiful. I want to get into this next segment with you. It's called Fanning Out.
Fanning out. Questions from fans.
And this is what I do.
It's about Dakota fanning.
It's about Dakota fanning. It's exclusively about that. I ask you questions that people sent in from the internet.
Oh,
and then we'll get to know you a little bit better. And some people sent in, I think, some scene suggestions for us to try to improv as well.
Oh,
let's see. This one comes from Callum's Zone on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
What's the number one reason to fight your stepdad?
wow. Number one reason to fight your stepdad.
Yeah.
Because he fucks your mom too good.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
You're giving my mom too much pleasure.
You're giving her you never fucked her like my dad. No one will fuck her like dad.
No, dad conceived me.
Yeah.
And you'll never do that because I'm already here.
Yeah. You didn't make me,
No.
asshole.
So quit trying because
Yeah.
obviously it's not working.
Yeah.
You're not going to make another me.
Dad knew how to hit it. Mom's faking with you.
Yeah, I wish you knew how to quit it.
Now let me show you how to fuck my mom.
Yeah.
Fight me.
Get out of here. You're going weird porno routes like you push him out of the way. This is how I have sex with my
Yeah.
mom.
Take a note, Steve.
Yeah. Steve. Freaking Steve. Jack.
But really, the best reason to fight your
What is the
stepdad is if he puts hands on mom.
I mean,
he's
if
like
that,
an
if
abuser.
that happens, I mean,
Mike Tyson punch out.
I
up
don't
in
even
this
have a
ass.
gun, but finger guns.
Yeah. Get off, mom. Why is he still punching her?
My improv class, my miming isn't working.
Yes, and stop hitting mom.
Please. Oh man. This one comes from Jack White So Tight on Instagram. Do you have any glory hole mishaps?
Oh, someone's been spying on me. There's a story I have on Comedy Central. I did for Comedy Central about getting rejected at a glory hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not something I do now. I've retired that jersey, and it's a jersey with holes in it, and I've retired it. But
It's a jersey with stains on
yeah,
it.
lots of stains,
Yeah.
lots of holes.
It's in the rafters.
It's in a booth.
It's in a booth.
To commemorate my legacy, you have to fuck one of the holes in the jersey. But yeah, I used to go to glory holes to get my thang sucked. And or just to suck one on like you're hungry at lunch. What are
Sure.
you gonna do? And I
Hungry? Why wait?
Yeah,
Get a glory hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a new slogan.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the Midwestern snack places come and go. It's actually
Oh, I've been to come and goes.
Yeah, we all have. You
Yeah,
know?
dude.
Y'all gonna come
I'm
and
from
go.
I'm from Kansas. I have family in Iowa, so I've passed by and
There it
and
is.
gone through and gotten a lot of come and go.
Yep, you drop a nut and leave.
Yep.
And you get some trail mix in the process. It's like so I did that story for Comedy Central, and it like comes back to me in like weird ways. Like I was talking to this chick a couple weeks ago, and it was like after a show, and it was kind of like, so do you want to come to the bar? Like blah blah blah, kind of like getting this vibe. And I swear to God, this other girl comes up and she goes, "Oh my God, Ian, sorry to interrupt. I have to tell you, your glory hole video is so funny. I have shown it to I love it so much." And I'm like, "Thank you." And she like walks away. The girl goes, "Glory hole? What's she talking about?" I was like, "Well, it was a time in my life. I used to, I used to be down and dirty." And she was like, "Okay, so I'm going to go." I was like, "See you later."
Was it that like that? Was she that
It was
straightforward?
kind of very much like, "Okay, well, see ya."
Yeah.
But I get it,
Right.
But
So she was kind of trying to find her out, basically.
I get, but also I didn't really want to like, because again, like I don't drink. So she was like, well, we're going to go to this bar. And I'm like, well, I will never hook up with someone if they've been drinking unless it's like a predetermined like date and they have 2 drinks. You know what I mean? Then it's like, all right, but I'll never go to
somebody's
the
actively
bar.
drinking.
No way. I'll never fucking go home with them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, what am I going to do? Just like the pool thing. I was like, is there going to be pool there?
Is there going to be activities? Or?
Yeah.
Is there a game of Twister?
Yeah. Could we play Parcheesi? They're getting drunk, and I'm
you
like,
have a rummy cube game.
They're getting drunk, and I'm like trying to do charades. Like, are you drunk? I'm like, no, just retarded.
That's what you went to the effect mic for? Is to auto-tune that?
That's what I go to, the auto-tune. I love it so
mean,
much.
you know, it's not offensive if you put it in auto-tune.
No, it's not.
They call it Chinatown for a reason.
Okay, well, you know, T-Pain, now, the fact that you are saying kind of insensitive things on auto-tune, like, it's easier to hear on the ears, but it doesn't make it any different, necessarily.
True, but in June it got kind of dark before the night set in, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't really know what you mean. Oh! Oh! Okie dokie. All right. Good to know.
Just speaking the truth. I hope we win Michigan.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Positive.
Did Trump win Michigan or did Biden?
Well, I don't know.
That was a fucking slog last night. Did you watch any of it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was just so. They knew nothing and they just kept reporting on bullshit.
Dude, that is the news in a nutshell.
Yes.
It's literally people having no progress. They're out in the field and they're like, that's right. I'm looking at the officer right now.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like we're seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah.
He's talking to the possible potential victim right now.
They did that with fucking Sandy Hook. I remember they were like, we're looking at a white van.
Yeah.
Possibly it could be the van, the shooter. Oh, we're getting word it's a plumber who's at the school. Okay.
They're literally reporting anything that comes to mind. So anybody can do that job.
Yeah. That's why I don't know if you have this in LA, but New York, we have New York One, which is like the main like local New York news station.
Oh, New York One.
Yeah, and they do
New
segments.
York One.
So instead of like New York One, fuck you.
First of all,
First of all, New York One, forget about it. And they do segments, so they're not just like pontificating over nothing in news stories, you know what I mean? So like they'll just report something, and then I swear to God, like 2 weeks ago, they were reporting on like some like terrible thing, and they're like, okay, so now we're gonna go and look at foreign bodega chips. Roger Clark, why don't you take it away? And he was just going to different delis, commenting on different chips they have from other countries. It was incredible. It was amazing.
I mean, good for that guy getting that assignment rather than something super.
Dude, I was at Caroline's one time and Roger Clark was in the audience and I brought him up on stage and was like, I just have to talk to you. And I like sang him songs about how I love New York One. It was amazing.
Wow.
It felt so good.
Since he's like a local guy, like everybody in the audience knew who he was, right?
Well, it was a lot of like tourists and stuff. Right. So I had to kind of explain.
Who
and then I
is
really
this-
did it for me. I didn't do it for any. It was
You're
that was
like,
one
this
for me.
is my moment.
Yeah.
I'm taking this
Yeah,
right
I was
now.
like, go back to Duluth. Okay. This is for me.
This is all for me right now. Yeah. That's awesome. You're originally from Delaware, correct?
Yes. Yep.
I did a little bit of research.
Hey,
Camera.
hey. That's right.
Camera. I did a little bit of
Delaware.
research. How long you been in NY?
Since 2003.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went back to Delaware for like 4 years, but I moved back here in 2012. I left in like 2008, come back in 2012.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been in New York almost longer than I've been in Delaware.
So right after college, high school time? Right after.
Moved here at 18, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like weird because Delaware is so small and you like know everyone.
Sure.
And I came to New York and it was like so intimidating.
Of course.
You know, like I swear to God, the very first time I went on the subway, this homeless guy was like, ladies and gentlemen. And before I left, I came here in 2003.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Channel News 1, New York.
It's like, what is
He's
this?
their live news correspondent. I'm out in the field right now, the subway.
I'm on the subway. We just made a stop and no one is giving me any sandwiches.
Back to you in the studio.
There's no camera.
Yeah.
It was not even 2 years after 9/11. So like everyone that I knew was like, dude, aren't you afraid of terrorism? Aren't you afraid of an attack? So the first time I was on the train, this guy comes on. He's like, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. And I put my head down. I'm like, this is the big one.
Yeah.
And he came up and he's like, hey, man, ain't you never seen a before? And I was like, oh, my God. How do I answer? He said the word.
Oh, he said, okay.
I'm not going to say.
Right. Well, yeah.
Unless I.
Oh, no, don't say it. No.
So the guy came up to me. He's like, hey, man, ain't you never seen a before?
That's a weird. That's just an odd question in general. Do you know what I mean? Just to like
assume.
Well, also, why is he referring to himself
a lot
that
of
way?
ego too,
right?
Like I'm
the one.
Yeah.
Well, it could be a reason.
Well, I mean, it's kind of an insane question from someone who's also begging for things on a train. So, consider the source.
Sure.
I get it.
I understand.
Does Delaware have an accent that's distinct?
Oh, yeah. Everyone notices I have an accent.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like, how do you say HIGH school?
High school?
High school.
Mm-hmm.
I say high school.
People
go high school. It's high school. Or like
so you put on the different syllable.
Yeah.
You emphasize
like how do you say
things.
ASSHOLE?
Asshole?
Asshole. Ass. So I like
so
to say
on the front half, you kind of
mm-hmm.
put a little bit more punch there.
How do you say NOSE?
Nose?
Nose.
Yeah, a little bit of okay.
How do you say TOWEL?
This is when you find out that I'm bad at spelling. Towel?
Tail.
Oh, that's a major accent word right there.
Just use a blue towel. TAO is how I say it. Towel.
Interesting. Yeah, that's because this is not a. I guess.
But Delaware has like a fucking shitty accent. Like did use a lot of people say use? Did you go to Acme to get soda? Like that's what they.
You call it soda there?
No, I call Dan Soder at the Acme. I'm like, hey, where's Soder?
Hey, where is he?
Hello, Soder. Say, I will come to your voice
for you.
Yeah. I hear a deep voice. I'm like, Soder.
Is that you?
But yeah, it's a weird accent that people pick up on. But if you hear videos of me from when I was younger, oh my God,
is it real thick?
Oh, almost indecipherable.
I didn't realize that my family has slight Kansas accents.
What is that?
It's just a little. Just like, hey, baby. Just like, just a little bit. Just a little bit of twang.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
That's nice.
Yeah, just a little
comforting.
bit.
Ours would be like, hey, baby. What?
Hey, baby, what are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
That's like Italian.
Yeah, that's more Italian. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty trashy accent in certain people.
Okay.
Like sometimes friends will call and be like, yeah, I have you on speakerphone, do a Delaware accent. I'll be like, so I'm going to the store I'm going to Wawa to get a hoagie. And then I got to go down to the Delmarva power plant. I'm going to go fishing.
Dude, I went to a Wawa with Big J and Dan Soder last night. And I'd only been there one other time, but the amount that they talk about Wawa, it was such an honor to go there with them.
Dude, it is. I had a Wawa down the street from me. My dad and I used to walk and get baseball cards. And then when I was older, like it was like a rite of passage to be like, you can walk to Wawa by yourself. I was like, it was amazing.
That sounded like a Smurf going to heaven. Just being elevated like right
every time a boy goes to Wawa on his own, a Smurf goes to heaven.
Yeah. Them's the rules.
That's the rules in Delaware. That's what it is.
Yeah, so now everyone cares about Delaware because Biden is from Delaware.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So, being from Delaware, and after moving to New York, when was, because it took me, like, the store was one of my first, like, bigger things that took me a while to complete, where I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel like more in the scene here.
Yeah.
Was the Cellar your thing out here, or was it a Comedy Central thing that happened? Or
I don't know. I felt like because I can never be alone with myself.
Yeah.
Or like alone with my thoughts. So I'm always like running around and just like trying to be like exhaust myself so I can sleep at night.
Yeah.
So I felt I don't know. I felt pretty comfortable for like a while, I guess, like being, you know, like here or there, like, you know, I'm pretty like affable. I don't think I get, I also try not to let people's like opinions and shit bother me. Like, I don't want to know what you think. So I try not to like look at people's like Twitters. I want conversations that we have to be what it is and not bring like bullshit into it of like, oh, this person, I heard this rumor, blah, blah, blah. So I try not to like listen
the
to
comedy gossip mill.
Yeah.
You hear this? It's like,
yeah. I try to stay out of that because then I just want to like you or dislike you for how you treat me. You know,
something that I've seen in your stand up that I was just curious to ask you about is you are, I don't know what your current like sexual position is, like as far as like where you like you're very open sexually, but I don't know what if you even put a label on it or categorize it. When did you start talking about that on stage? Because I feel like it takes like a while before you're comfortable enough just doing that as a person. And then like, because it took me a while, like because I was too close to it to even talk about my parents' divorce on stage. Because you know what I mean? Because you try to talk about it and then you feel uncomfortable. Then the audience can tell that you're uncomfortable.
Totally.
When did that start? Like,
well, I had that about my dad because my dad died when I was 8, and I've tried to talk it on stage, and I'm pretty proud. I made like I have like a big chunk on it that I'm like proud about, but it took like years and years and years because you have to really own it, or else the audience is going to sniff that fear. You know what I mean? And the sexuality thing is like I held that inside for so long. I didn't tell anyone about the fact that I've like been with men and trans women until I was like 32. Like I thought I was going to die with that. Like that was going to be like my secret.
Gotcha.
And then like when the Pulse shooting happened in Florida, that really kind of fucked with me because I was at like a trans nightclub that night and nobody knew that about me. And I kind of had this thing of like, what if I'm at like a gay club trying to like, you know, live this part of my life that no one knows about and I get murdered and then everyone in my life is like, what the fuck was he doing alone at a gay? Is he this? Oh my God. Why didn't we, was he scared? You know? So that kind of not forced me, but made me be like, you know, maybe this is something you should like talk about or like tell someone about. And you know, it's like weird because I never knew if I was like, because I've always, intimacy is with women and relationships are with women, and I crave intimacy with women and comfortability in that regard, but I could never do that with men. And so men is just very like sexual. So it's weird to be like, because we have like everyone is in a box to express their individuality.
Sure.
You know, like I'm different, so I'm this. And it's like, well, you're not different because so many other people are this.
Yeah, they fall in the same category. Yeah.
And I never knew that like bisexuality could be like option, I guess. I always thought that, well, if you're with a dude, you're gay.
Oh, right. That mentality of like one guy, you're gay, that's it. You can never look at a woman again. You know what I mean? Like that
off
kind of
limits.
Right.
Off limits.
Off limits, faggot.
Vaginas are off limits for you now.
You can never be with a woman again because you slept with a man. Haven't you read the Bible, you little pussy?
One penis and you're done for good.
Even if you look at another man, you're evil. Sin, 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 die, you little pussy boy.
And that was basically my internal monologue.
Did you
for
grow
11
up
years.
religious?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had that, and like it was so weird because like
was it fire and brimstone, like that kind of?
No.
Because I grew up very religious as
Really?
well. Yeah. So I'm curious to hear about your experience.
Well, I loved God and Jesus so much as a kid, and then like my mom's side of the family, not my grandfather helped raise me, but my mom's like sister and brother were like really homophobic, you know, in like a way that was like they had gay neighbors and they were like, don't go on their lawn, you'll catch it. And a part of me was like, well, when you're cleaning the kitchen, I'm going to roll in the grass. You know, like maybe I'll go over there. And just shit like that, like little like fucking comments that weirded me out. And it's so funny because, you know, like and also when a parent dies when you're young, you're told like, well, they're with you forever. And if like being gay is like a sin, then my dead relatives and my father are like watching me engage in this act, just like hating me. So you have that on your mind, but you're feeling like pleasure at the same time. So you associate guilt and shame with pleasure. And that like really, really fucks you up. And it's so funny because, you know, my dad used to write me, I don't know, is this like too much? But
Not at all.
my dad used to write me letters every day before he went to work. Like he wrote me and my mom, like, you know, like these like on legal pad, like these page long notes because he was working all the time. So it was like really nice to wake up and see like dad's note, you know. And I had these stacks and I was going through them like, you know, maybe a couple years ago, even during quarantine, just to like reread. And there were so many notes that were like, just be yourself and everything will okay. We love you for who you are. You know, be the Ian that you want to be, like all this like reaffirming stuff of like, it's okay. And I always thought that like he would hate me for this, you know, like my family, if they
But you
found
look
out,
back at it and
it's like,
you're like,
clear as day, like, wow.
He clearly knew that there might be.
Well, I don't know if he knew, but he like just wanted me to be myself.
He just wanted to support
like,
you.
Yeah, trying to be anything that I wasn't, you know, like whatever you are, be it, you know, and it's okay. We will accept you for whatever you are. If you're wild and rambunctious, because I had a lot of behavioral problems.
Sure.
So it was like, just be yourself and try to not cause trouble and things will be okay, you know?
Yeah.
And so like, I didn't, because he was gone, I didn't have that message, but it was like written in the scroll, you know?
Sure.
And, but I
was
had
here the whole time.
Yeah. But I had a totally different perception of what it was because I was getting like these signals and everything. And I've always like been into women. I love women. I'll fucking eat pussy for days. That's my favorite. And then like I'll suck a dick for like 10 minutes. And
that's
like, no
truth
thanks.
right there.
Yeah, that's the truth. That is the that is the truth. That is all I need.
That's that pussy eating truth.
I'm like Jesus, I can turn one pussy into 5,000 loaves.
Dude, can you imagine one horny guy at that miracle? He's like, yeah, I mean, that's cool and everything. Like, you change the fishes, but like, I got to eat in a different way out here. Like, what you doing about the vagina situation out here?
Jesus, do me a solid.
Hey, real quick, bro.
Hey, real quick, fam.
Real quick. We made him a black dude. So.
He was.
Jesus was a black guy.
Yes. Thank you. Finally.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. So it was like this thing that I finally started like opening up about in therapy, and then like I started talking to friends about it.
How old were you when you were going to therapy?
I mean, I've been.
I'm just curious about kind of like the timeline of like.
Well,
what
have you
it
ever been in
takes
therapy?
I've been to couples therapy before, which I realized when I went to couples therapy with my wife that I probably could have benefited from singular therapy.
Yeah.
My wife did have me go after we did a couples therapy. She goes, "Do you want to go alone?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Not really." She goes, "I think you should." Maybe.
Yeah.
So I had a one-on-one session with the therapist, and so far, every time I've gone to a therapist, I've been like, "Yeah."
Oh, dude,
I'm like, well, I guess I'm getting my money's worth.
Yes.
Just like
Oh my
letting out
God.
everything.
Bro, one time I went to like I wanted to go to therapy, and I made the appointment, and I went in like, okay, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on? My like grandfather just died, and I just started like sobbing.
Yeah.
I was like, every time I close my eyes, I see his melting body with the cancer taking over. I can't stop. And I'm like sobbing, and the woman's like, okay. I'm just the intern taking the notes. The therapist will see you after they evaluate. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
She's like, could you save some of this for the actual therapist?
Yeah.
Because I'm just a note taker.
Yeah. I'm just supposed to get a few keywords.
It's something about the way they ask it too, though, that literally, I don't know. It's a certain tone that I don't know if they're trained or whatever, but like the way they ask it, where it's like, like you feel something like shift, or like,
well, it's like this weird thing because you never feel. I never want to like dump all my shit on like a partner, or like friends. And then
well, when it's a
this,
stranger, it's better in some way.
I know, yeah. But then that's so weird because if you stop seeing that one, you have to go to another, and then you got to do your whole rigmarole of like, well, this happened when you know. So like being in and out of therapy is like
it's like a new agent or a manager. Like, so things were going okay,
yeah.
and then
well, it's like dating. It's like, so I have to tell you about this thing, and here's my trauma, you know, and you're like, ugh. But yeah, I remember like I had to go to like group like what's it called, like grief therapy when I was like 8.
Was it like anonymous people that would go and
it was like in a church, like in like a church cafeteria or whatever, and you like go and and I was like the youngest one there. It was like so weird, you know, and I just like didn't get that you were supposed to like talk about feelings, you know, so I went like a couple times and like left. It was like something I never talked about, and I think that's why talking about that on stage is you need to discuss and decipher this stuff in your personal life before you bring it to the stage, I think, or else people are going to find that kind of fear.
It's they see the fear, or it's just sad. There's no you know what I mean? Because I've tried to talk about some stuff on stage with certain family stuff where I'm like, oh, I haven't figured out how to make this funny yet. It's sad, just me retelling it.
But at the same time, you almost have to have a space on stage where you can just talk and not care about the reaction, just so you can get it out and hear it and let it fucking flow into a thing. But there's that thing inside of it. So it's like, where's the funny? Where's the laugh? Where, you know,
that's
like,
what I miss about like the late night spots when clubs are open. It's like there's no pressure with those late night spots. It's for you to experiment and find different things about your act and yourself on stage. So that's what's so gratifying about it, is when you unlock little things like, oh, okay, I can make this funny if I, you know, say it like this and not have a certain tone or whatever.
Yeah. And also I'm finding like a lot of my act is not really like what I say, but it's like how I say it, like the emotion.
Same
like
here, dude.
Intonation.
The passion, everything, the energy behind it.
Yes, you look at something on paper, it's like, what? Where's the punchline?
Oh, dude.
But the punchline's in how you say it.
If people read like some of our joke books, like people be like, I don't understand.
Totally.
Yeah. Totally. Like a teleprompter, it's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, just let me go.
Let me do my thing.
Yeah. That's why like for like late night sets, I don't think I'm really like a late night, like 5-minute comment, unless I just go out.
I've submitted many times and I have not gotten it. I don't think that will necessarily be my path. I would love to get one of those down the line, but like every version of the sets that I've submitted, I'm like, it's a watered down version of what I do. Yeah, that's the only way to put it.
Totally.
It's like, yeah, okay, I can do 5 minutes of clean jokes.
Yeah,
but it's Frankensteining together.
And also, I'm not a sit still and talk guy. I gotta like roam around and spin and fucking strut and like karate kick or whatever.
Of course.
And if you let me do that, then it'll be great. But if you're like, you know, we kind of, you know, there's only this much space you can use. I'm like, fuck you.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Denied.
It's got.
It's okay. So it takes a while. So long story short of us going over is it takes a while to kind of talk about family stuff and sexual proclivities and stuff like that. And
also, you got to realize that you're force feeding people a thing that they're not really comfortable with. So in order to make people relate to it in a way that's palatable to them is a feat in and of its own.
I've been working on something for years, and I'm still working on, and it's going to take me a while to perfect it. I'm still trying to have some jokes about my family's divorce that, dude, doesn't matter how funny I think it is right now. The audience, they're self-conscious because half the audience has been divorced, and they're like, it's making me think about my divorce.
That's the thing about talking about, you know, booze or addiction or anything, is that you're talking about a topic that goes against the grain of what everyone in the building is doing at the time. So in order to like convince them that alcohol is like evil, you get a real uphill battle before you, while people are just like getting drunk.
Yeah, like go on.
Yeah. But that's why I like. And also something I like too is like getting everyone to like me and be on my side, and then I reveal my sexuality and I can feel the room tense up because their latent bigotry comes out.
Sure.
You know, and then I love calling it out, like, you guys liked me a couple minutes ago and now things changed.
Yeah.
What's that say about you?
That's interesting. Oh.
Well, I'm not your favorite plumber anymore, huh? Not your favorite little blue collar guy.
Not your favorite unicycler anymore, huh?
Yeah. The mustache twists the other way.
My mustache goes both ways. Yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get into this final segment with you.
Yes.
It is called Sax Talk.
What?
Yes.
All right. Let's sax it up.
Sax talk.
Oh my God. Have you ever been a fan of ska?
Yeah.
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 Oh. Yes.
I love ska.
The sax and ska music is awesome.
Yes.
It's awesome.
I love horns.
yeah.
Oh
Horn
my
section,
God.
dude.
Little Feat is one of my favorite bands.
Okay.
Just some of that backwoods boogie, baby. Yeah, I love ska. Oh my God. Oh God. Nothing better than some sax and some ska.
So this is how Sax Talk goes. Basically,
I beg you to play One Step Beyond by Madness.
yep,
Over
that's
and
exactly what's we just talk about ska and Sax Talk.
Yes.
You share a story of a sexual encounter. It
What?
can be as innocent or as graphic as you'd like, and I will
Uh-huh.
fill it in and compliment you with some sax to help paint the picture.
Oh.
So think of something that you would like to maybe share in story or monologue form, and I will play along with you.
Oh, interesting. How long?
Couple minutes. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I mean, it can go as long or as short as you'd like, to be honest. I'll follow you along either way.
Okay. Maybe maybe all right. One time I had like a party at my house and it got pretty rowdy, let's say. Got pretty wild. And everybody was trying to hook up with everybody at the house. It was just like a baklava of like pills, sex, and booze. Yeah. That's right. I had a girl over. She was a Red Bull girl. That means at car races she would sell Red Bulls. That's right. And Red Bull girl, she didn't come alone. She brought some bulls in her stable. Yeah. And the bulls in the stable arrived in Red Bull girl's mom's minivan. I went outside to smoke a cigarette with one Red Bull girl, and when I walked inside, girls were flashing my friend in the kitchen because he was giving them packs of cigarettes. And I don't know if you can tell, but just by that description, this story did take place in Delaware. Flash forward to the end of the night. A girl's on the couch. We're making out, and I'm getting a handy over my pants. That's right. And my buddy, he's on the edge of the couch. And he's getting a foot job. And then after a couple minutes, we start to hear him moan. And that disrupts the mood. Because the girl realizes that her feet were on his penis and she thought she was just moving her feet into a pillow on the couch. The next morning, her phone kept buzzing because her boyfriend was wondering where she was. He said he had a lot of friends with him and we begged her to not give out my address. She left, and we immediately started smoking weed. And we heard a little rumor that you can get animals high by blowing weed into their ears. We didn't want to hurt my dog, so we just blew weed smoke into each of our own ears. Turns out, it doesn't work. The end. Delaware.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
That was awesome.
That was great. I loved it.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
I always
This
have a
was
blast
so
with you,
fucking
dude.
fun, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
can we go get some food now?
I would love to.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Where can people find you on socials and stuff like that?
You can find me on Instagram, Ian Fidance, IANFIDANCE, iAnimal69, IANIMAL69. Ian Fidance on Twitter, ianfidance.com. I have a bunch of shows in the city. I'm like rocking out every night and I don't update my website because I'm like, well, everything's dead. And they're like, where I don't see your shows. I'm like, oh, I feel like stand up outside is not indoors. So I'm like, are these people really going to come? And they do.
Maybe put it on your Instagram stories.
I put them on the
Have you been doing
stories.
that?
So yeah, if you want to come to shows, put them on my stories.
Follow Ian on Instagram and check out his
And
stories.
I do like different little videos every day and stuff. My
Yeah.
Instagram's popping. Check it the fuck out.
Oh, dude, I love your Instagram.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's
You
good
too.
stuff.
I'm so glad you had me, man. I'm so glad we got to spend some time.
Dude,
together.
I know. It's so quick after shows and stuff, so
Yeah.
it's cool to actually sit down and
Yeah.
like, get to hang a
This
little bit.
fucking ruled.
And I'm pumped for dinner now, too.
I'm so excited. Yeah. What are we gonna get?
What is? I've never done this voice. What are we gonna get for dinner? What are we gonna get for dinner? Boom, 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 boom.
We could try to get some Chinese or a smoked salmon if you nasty.
Girl, that sounded pretty good to me. We might have to get the Chinese food, cause it's not as good in LA.
It sounds good to me, and let me recommend the beef and broccoli.
You know I'm getting the beef and broccoli if we get it Chinese.
And if we go to one place, I might get nasty and get some soft shell crab.
Don't get me started on the soft shell crab.
It is so great with my hand, I wanna grab onto that soft shell crab.
Soft shell crab. What's your fortune, baby? It's gonna be good if we're getting some food in the neighborhood with Ian Fidance. It makes you want to take a chance every time he sees his beautiful face. And when he walks down the street, he's carrying mace. He's Ian Fidance. And if you don't follow him now.
Woo! Woo! Hell yeah!
Good night, New York!
Good night, New York City!